Good morning and welcome back again. If you were with us last night, I did part two. If you weren't, it is recorded so you can access that. I'm just going to do a little straightening here. You can access part one and part two in the playlist or right here on my channel. And we are going to just jump in. We're going to start on page 3. We have page 4. And the goal is to get this done so that you have your beautiful album ready to go into your gingerbread house. And then I also have posted below in the links the barn. And I'm excited to make it again without my last errors. So you guys are going to really love the barn. And it's really fun to get the extra elements to go with it, like the Santa in the outhouse and things like that. And that one I will be streaming the week of Christmas. I'll try and get to it sooner, but that's the goal. And then you'll have it for years to come. And I just noticed I could not find my bead. So let me get that picked up before I lose it. Okay, who's been working on their albums? And I know that I haven't seen a lot of you because I've been streaming at different times. And then don't forget, I now have these in on the website, the Spellbinders. And they're really pretty. What a pretty Christmas gift for a friend. No, they're alt new. Sorry. So I just picked up my little bead. No more fumbling with my fingers. So I think I'll leave that out and get it back into the bag. Okay, we are going to now start on page 3. We did this last night. It just starts to come to life. I just love it. Or no, we did the back. So page 3, we're going to have this cute little flap here. And let me just grab my tools. And for those that were waiting for the barn, again, it's online. And also don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. And also, so you'll get notifications. You don't want to miss the notifications when the videos start. And be sure to like the video for me. It kind of keeps things up in their algorithms. Okay, we are going to create this little pocket that will sit on the front of our page. And for this, we're going to need a piece of the cardstock that you're using. And we're going to actually cut this at 5 inches. And we're going to score it at 3/4, just so you know. So we want a piece of 5-inch by 6 1/4 inch of your solid cardstock. I like to measure again 5 by 6 1/4. That's wrong. You got to double it. No harm done. Sorry, it is not 5 by 6 1/4. It is. I should have done my math. It is 12. Sorry, I forgot about that being the extra. So I have another piece here, but that will be the tag. That's going to be the tag we put inside. So we can just keep that handy. It's still going to be 5 inches. let's keep it at 12 for just a minute. My math skills. $11.25. So we want to cut this at 5 by 11.25. You know what? We're going to leave this at 12. I'm going to leave it at 12. I'm going to make it a little bit longer this time. So just leave it at 12. 5 by 12. Okay. Now we want to score this at 3/4 of an inch, because our finished is going to be 4 1/4. Or if you want, you can just come over here and score at 4 1/4, because we know that's what we want for our finished edge, or 3 1/4, whichever you like. And then it's 12 inches. So let's go ahead and score at 6. Let's score at 6 1/2. And 1 1/2 at this edge. I promise I'll get this together. So we're going to score at 1/2, 3/4, and 6 1/4. We don't want that one. We want it this way. You guys, 6 1/2, not 6 1/4. Boy, maybe I need to turn off the video and start over again. It is 6 1/4. No harm done. Let me give you those all over again. And don't throw your paper away, because it's just fine. Okay. It is 12 inches long, and it is 5 inches wide. And you're going to score with the 5 inch across the top at 3/4 of an inch. Then turn, and you want 1/2 of an inch and 6 1/4. Why is my camera so crooked again? You know what? I think every time hubby walks the floor up there, it's loosening the arm. Something's happening. Got to be what it is. Okay, I tightened it, so hopefully that won't happen. So we're going to just, we're not worried, because this is going to get covered. 3/4, 1/2, and 6 1/4. Okay, you guys, I see you out there. Say good morning. I know, unless you're at work and you can't say good morning. The camera tells all. Okay, let's fold that side up. And it's funny, then I'll see how many you're watching, and it'll all of a sudden, it'll rotate off. So it's like, oh, the boss just came in. Just kidding, guys. Just kidding. Okay. We only need 1 hinge piece. I'm actually going to turn this over, and I'm just going to reburnish. And the reason we only need 1 hinge piece is we have 1 hinge, and then the bottom is where I want my 1/2 inch score line. So we have to leave this piece here, but we want to cut it off all the way down here. We just want to cut off that 3/4 of an inch. Just to the inside a little bit. Now remember, it's 6 1/4, so I need to remind myself to go to that center. Oops. So my blade's, oh, it's going to eat up my paper. Oh, you guys, where's my blade? This is the weirdest thing. Oh, it was encased. Okay. Cutters. We have this love-hate relationship, don't we? Yeah, well, it's 11. Okay, that little guy's going in the garbage. I'm done with him. I have been creating a lot, so maybe it's just time. Oh, my channel is yucky? Okay, Diane, do I need to start the video over? Oh, my cutter channel. Okay, I guess today's not my day to be, I know it is from the lint, and I take it upstairs often and wash it. I can tell it's getting the fuzzies in there. So I will go fix this on my big cutter, and then I'm going to change cutters. Oh, the channel's okay, though. All right, let me just fix this here. Okay, it's history. I'll use it's history. That paper just got chewed up too bad. Okay, we're starting over again with our 5x12 and my clean cutter. And you do. This is 100-pound paper, so it's important. I do take my cutters up and I wash them in the sink. I scrub them with the Dawn, spray. And it's time. Okay, we're going to do this correctly from the beginning. 5x12. We're going to score with the 12-inch across the top at 1/2 inch. Then we're going to score at 6 1/4. Okay, let's hear it for getting it right this time. And then 5 across the top at 3/4 of an inch. I am going to flip it over because it's so heavy and just rescore at my 1/2, 6 1/4, and 3/4 of an inch. Okay. So before I do anything else, I have the 1/2 inch here at the bottom. I have the 3/4 to my left. And I'm going to put this in the cutter. It's just a hair over 3/4 of an inch, just a hair. Much better. Thank you, Diane, for watching out for me. Okay. So let's fold that 1/2 inch at the bottom. I'll miter corners in just a minute. And then this is going to fold in half. And we need this at the top. And we're going to miter. Well, you know what? It's okay it didn't come out right. It wasn't meant to be. It was meant for me to start over and do it correctly. Sometimes, we have to get the fuzz out of our brain, which I thought I had out before we started. But, even in Utah, we have decent property taxes. My brain was kind of fuzzy. We just, we got the property tax notice. That's enough to do any brain fuzz, right? Okay. But that's another story for another day. Because I know we all are experiencing that. But I just about choked on the fuzz in my paper. I gave it to hubby and said, you take care of this. I have happy projects to make. Okay. This is how this should look. We have a hinge that will connect to our page. Then we have the hinge at the bottom that we will fold together to create our pocket. And then when we grab our album, this is going to stick over a 1/2 inch. I'm glad you're feeling better because you have been sick for a while. Okay, burnish this out. And we're now going to go ahead and add adhesive to this bottom. My glue has fuzz in its brain too. Now you guys, you know the weather's pretty much turned now, so shipping art glitter glue is not really an option. I need to get more hand warmers when we ship it. Just know, you guys, that don't let your art glitter glue freeze. And if it's cold in your basement or your studio or wherever your craft room is, make sure you are keeping it, or take it upstairs where it's warmer. Oh, now we want to add adhesive just along the edge of our hinge. It's going to keep our tag from falling out the other end. You want to burnish that well. We'll go ahead and mat this too before we put it in our book, but we don't want to mat our book until we put our hinge down. And then I use plaid on the back. Then I will be using a piece of the ribbon, and my tag is 3 7/8 by 5 1/2. Okay, we know that's going to be the proper fit. I'm going to go ahead and cut that right now. 5 1/2 and 3 7/8. And I can set that aside. And let's get out our paper. So I'm just going to bring my tray over. I'm hoping that's going to help to keep things a little bit neater. But you just never know. Okay, we want the 8 by 8 that has the couch seam. I'm going to go ahead and pull this out also because I'm going to use this piece on the page itself, and then I don't have to go digging. And then this is the piece I use for our little pocket. And now that it's finished, our pocket is 4 1/4 by 5 3/4. So my width is going to be 4 1/8. And let's go ahead and cut about 1/4 inch from that side with your books. So when we cut 4 1/8, we have our little gingerbread here. And we have our little guy there. And then it is 5 3/4. So we're going to go 5 5/8. So I did not want to cut into the bow. Okay, so I'm going to cut just to the top of the bow. And let's turn this, and then we'll take our 5 5/8 from the bottom. Let's do the same with the gray. We have that one. I have to take all 3 dogs to the vet today too, guys, at 3. My time. All 3 of them. But it really is easier to take them all at once. And it gets them out for a while. So be praying for me. Right now, Wilbur's snoring. He has no idea what's going to hit him in a couple of hours. It's just for their shots. And toenails. I'm excited for you to start the project because you have had a rough, 2 weeks of being down with this, whatever you've had. Okay, this is going to go on the back side. I never did check my fit. It's a good fit. Oh, it was pneumonia. Well, no wonder. That's going to take a while, even after. I'm so sorry, Diane. Rick's brother actually is in the hospital. They live there in Boston. He's got pneumonia. So it's that time of year. Actually, pneumonia, though, it kind of is a summer thing. A lot of people get it in the summer. I'm just going to put you on mute for one. I put me on mute for just 1 second. Okay, sorry. She was hoping I had to answer that. She's looking for a gingerbread kit. I know. It's so cute, but we've got a few left online, and then that's it for the season of this one. Because I had a special request. Oh, did I not turn off my volume? Terry? It says end volume. Sorry, I'm not sure what that means. Or no, were you trying to put no volume? Yeah, I had a, that's why, you know what? I really love, I know it was late last night. I love doing the lives late. Oh, I had to answer the phone, guys. I love the lives late at night. Nobody calls me. Nobody texts. The warehouse is not around. Nobody's in the store. So apologize. That's one thing when I go mute like that, I had to answer the phone. But I knew that you already had these sizes, but I can give them to you again. We were just gluing them down. They're 4 1/8 because I already cut these 4 1/8 by 5 5/8. Yeah, that's the issue. We're getting the phone changed over though to the store, so that. But the girls will let you guys know if anybody calls with a retreat or a project kit. They'll tell you to call me because they won't be able to answer those, and I don't expect them to. Okay, then we have a little tag that will go on the inside. I use the back side of the gray and a white. Now these will be the same size, so let's go ahead and cut the 4 1/8. And I'll use this back side. And 5 5/8. You're going to love the Valentine's, I hope. I'm finishing that one. Okay, 4 1/8 with the white and 5 5/8. Then we're going to want just a little piece. Oh, I didn't bring down my lighter. Just a little piece, and I'll measure it for you guys because I wanted it to stick out of the tag. And let's just do a 2-inch piece from your brown. And if you're waiting for this brown, the girls are counting it in the warehouse. It's for Valentine's. Now I'm not going to bombard you guys. I promise. It'll come out the first part of January, and then I won't have anything for a bit because I know it's hard to just have all the paper out. But the nice thing with my paper is it's there. You can have it whenever you want. And I forgot our tag is smaller. We need to trim these down to 3 3/4 by 5 3/8. So not much. 3 3/4 by 5 3/8 is going to be the matting. I was going off the measurement of the pocket. And 5 3/8. Yes, been working on some new ones. I even have my laptop sometimes in bed. But I'm so glad hubby has his workshop because it keeps him busy out there, and he's not needy. That's what's nice. Okay, 5 1/2. So about 2 3/4 is where I'll put down my little pull tab. And come in about 1/8 of an inch so that, it'll be covered with your matting. Then I'll just put a little piece on the back here. That was a good guess. Okay. Remember, you want it to be a loop. Then we will mat right on top of there. That will be our cute little pull tab. Tomorrow morning I'll be live and we'll be working on our December daily for 2025. So if you've got this is your friendly reminder, if you're printing some of your pictures at home and you know what, you can print them right off your printer even for your book. So don't feel you have to get of course, it'd be a nice Christmas gift where everybody in the family is asking you, what do you want for Christmas? Well, you want an HP Sprocket printer 4x6, or you want a virtual retreat from Country Craft Creations for next year, right? Just so you can tell them, but otherwise use your printer. Just get yourself some printer paper, put it in your regular printer. It's better if it's there's inkjet and what's the other one? Laser. Better for a laser because your lasers won't run the ink. But get your pictures printed. Tomorrow morning we'll be working on our December daily for the second week of December. I'm going to keep up on this. And if you're looking for ideas, Jacqueline has posted in Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations our monthly for December ideas for your December daily. Oh yeah, Diane, especially if you want the album. The house really won't take you long. So yeah, you don't have to worry about it fitting. It will fit. So do your album first if you'd like, and then you can do the house later. And this is fun because you can also leave it out through January. It has that winter feel. So don't feel like you have to put your stuff away right after Christmas. Okay, so that's going to fit right inside the pocket. And now let's go ahead and put this on the page. And I just center it. It's going to hang over the page. So also watch your page where your hinge is. You don't want to go over, and then your page won't turn. And I'm just eyeballing. You can measure if you want it perfectly even. Should be about what, 1 inch and 1/8 from the top and the bottom or so, or just eyeball. Okay, this one's kind of big. That's better. There we go. Okay, now let's flip that over and let's do the page. And I took it so the wreath will show on that side. We want to cut 3 7/8. And 7 3/8. Wrap the book. So do a dry fit just in case you need to trim this just a little bit. You don't want it to be, too big for your page. It just depends on if you, whoops, how far in you got the hinge from that flap. Okay, there's the front of page 3. We kind of talked about that last night. These are more like a signature, which is really cool because it's just got so much room. Oh. Okay. As many of you that have ordered December dailies, I think the rest of it just arrived. I am on mute for 1 second. Okay. See, this is why nighttime is better, even though it's late. Okay. Inside here, we're going to have the plaid papers. I have the plaid papers, and then we are going to have the brown that just is our leftover pieces from our what we created everything with. And then we are going to do the white photo mats. So first, let's go ahead and cut from the 8x8. And we'll cut the whole 8x8 down to 7 3/8. And then we'll cut the 2 pieces that are 3 7/8. Oh, that cuts so much nicer with the clean track. You're so right. Okay, now we can go ahead and ink. I think it's time to re-ink my pad. Okay, I'm going to, let me double check here. I want to get my plaid together. I should have been paying attention when I cut it. There it is. Because they are just across from each other. It'll just be nicer. That way my big thick plaid, this is in the center. I can't wait to put photos in here, to be honest with you. And I've got pictures from past cooking days. This is, to me, just, it's got to be our, when the girls come over and we have our cookie baking day. So I have some from prior years. And of course, with Wilbur and Homer and Charlotte, because they're always in the cooking, they're always in the kitchen when we're cooking or whatever. And I'm going to get this, I'm going to use one of these for that. And in a lot of ways, we're super fortunate with our phones. And I don't like the phones, but we have to have them because that's just. But when my great aunt, she was my grandma basically. She would make the candy every year. I'd go up as I got older to watch her with her marble base. The chocolate would be poured out. It was not just cheap chocolate either, because then I had to hear her complain about how expensive chocolate got. So she was kind of, she got to be in her, well, that's why our ancestors had more money than we do these days. Man, she got kind of stingy. You had to bring your empty box back up after Christmas to have it refilled, but she would take her marble slab and work the chocolate. And you know what? I have no pictures. And I keep thinking, gosh, if I had had a phone, or just it, we have such access now to take pictures. There is no excuse. I do try to keep my phone, especially when we were at the Sandus Village last night with all the kids are older, the grandkids, but the pictures are still so important. Man, I was snapping them, and then we just all share them. So get those pictures of your great aunt if you're younger and you still have one, or get your grandkids or the dogs standing at the counter. This one lady had a corgi, her and her boyfriend at Sandus Village, and you walk all the way around and look at the houses that have been little mini houses, but well, they're not. They're good size, and they've been decorated by the businesses. She got pictures of her corgi looking in the window in one. Absolutely amazing. Just get those photos, you guys. No excuse. Take out your phone and just take those pictures, because it's such a it's just there. We always have our phones there. Okay, the brown is going to be 3 1/4 by 5 1/4 on both of these. So again, from scrap pieces. Oh, yes, Diane, I know. And now we do have that memory, but we can't really, recreate it on a photo. Those are so precious. I now have all the family photo albums. I need to go through. I'm going to try and find anything from our farm in Missouri that my grandmother was baking, but I don't know. Call Lexi and ask her if she needs it. So both pieces are 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So that means the white is going to be, I usually go 1/4 inch. Yep, 3 by 5. And we want 2 pieces. That's why I was making the dog's cookies. I've got pictures of that. And I know some people, unless you are a dog lover or animal lover, you'd be like, why are you taking pictures of your dogs? Well, because I love them. And I do love the grandkids, but they're bigger now, so we don't see them as much. But they're going to have those pictures to look back on. And then they're going to say, yeah, Mima loved the dogs more than us. But they know it's not true. They better know it's not true. Okay, perfect. I even now grab my husband's phone because one of our phones is somewhere between where we're at. I'll even grab his and then I message him over to myself. And that's a good routine to have, Diane. I just got thinking of that. Of course, I used to do that on Thursdays, but not anymore. Not that since I've opened the store. I need to get back to doing that, just that one day, because I make our own bread too. Ever since bread had gone up, and then my husband had he had his prostate out though. I know, TMI, and he's fine. He chose. He's like, no, even if it's just that much elevated and enough is there, it's coming out. I just don't want him to have processed food, and I do watch that. So I make bread, but now he doesn't want to eat store-made bread, and it's not hard with the bread machine anyway. But 5 ingredients versus 100, read the labels. So I need to get back in a routine of that and take pictures for the grandkids. Okay, now these you can put anywhere you like. I'm going to put the left one at the top and the right one down here at the bottom. And then I did fussy cut out. So we're going to fussy cut our little things here at the end. I did the bag of presents and our cute little gingerbread boy. Then we can slide our photo up. And I went 3/8 of an inch from the top. Or you can use your spacers. And then this one at the bottom. That's the problem, Diane. It does taste so much better. And when you smell it cooking and it comes out of the oven, you want to eat the whole loaf. I make one. It's for the bread machine and it's soft. I know a lot of people with bread machines and they say they just don't like it, but I use pecans. I make this one with buttermilk that is so good. I've kind of, over time, done my own things with it. Chopped pecans goes through it has a dispenser. It's so good. Okay, we'll come back and decorate that page. Now, your book's going to start getting pretty thick. And did I get that where it doesn't belong? 100-pound cardstock. Don't use it a lot for albums, but I do love this one. It's going to soften up. See, and they'll start moving more freely once you play with it. The back, I just used the trees, and I did it for the front, the back of section 3, and the front of what we'll call, section 4. So Let's grab the 8x8, and it's our watercolor forest trees, and on the front is the couch. And we're going to cut 2 pieces that are the same. Hi, Christina. How are you? Yeah, Christina, I think you were one looking for the Whispering Waves video. Surprise, surprise. Last night, just before bed, it popped up. And so I put it on Facebook, on Scrapbookers. So I think you were looking to see the walkthrough from that project. And if you're not, I'm sorry. But it is on Scrapbookers, the Scrapbookers group. Okay, we cut it at 7 3/8. Now we're going to cut it 3 7/8. And again, I want to kind of keep them together. So we'll just scoot this over and cut it 3 7/8. I'm just going to pop those in the garbage, left and right. Yeah. I knew the email told me there was one, and they were telling me no, there isn't. I hate to be the one that says I told them so. That's what I want. Okay. The trees are so pretty. That's why on the back of the section 3, I just left them. And then you can put your photos, or you can add photo mats if you like. I'm still going to work with the paper too. I'll do Whispering Waves and the nostalgic one from 49 and Market the first of the year, because I want to finish these. But like I mentioned, do not put your Christmas papers away. We're going to be working with them all year in 2026. We're going to be so ready for Christmas next year. We're going to do nothing but enjoy it. See, it's out there already starting to soften up. Their paper's like a new pair of Levi's. You have to get them broken. And that's what this paper reminds me of. It's just a brand new pair of Levi's, this 100-pound of vellum. And then once it's broke in, it's soft and it's just luxurious. I'm amazed. I just love this so much. Even the 100-pound. Now, we have this in pink and blue. If you've seen the Arctic blue and the ballerina pink online, it's the same paper from the same mill, but in pink and blue. Okay, now for the front is where I'm going to take the 8x8. I took the 8x8 fireplace. And this one I did the matting in the gray, but I'm going to do it this time in brown to bring out the brown in the fireplace. This is from our 8x8 sheet. The other one is just too big. And once again, no, I didn't. I'm not going to pull that out yet. I'm not going to fussy cut from there. So let's get out the cut aparts. Sorry, I'm still looking. We're going to want that no matter what. There we go. Got glue on my fingers. Now, you can definitely pick out any one that you like. I chose the fireplace. And the house, though, I did put on the front. Just to kind of keep that. But you have two of these. So you have two in your collection. And these are 3 inches. No, they're not quite 3. They're 2 5/8. And I do want to leave the border, the gray border. So I left the gray border all the way around, and then I'm going to cut the brown at 2 3/4 by 4 1/8. That wide enough? It's wide enough. So I'll cut my length to 4 1/8. Let me check this again. So it also depends on how much border you want. I think 2 3/4 is perfect by 4 1/8. Okay, when putting this down, we only want to put adhesive on 3 sides because it's a tuck pocket. And I did put it in the center of the book. So I'm going to go along the top, side, and bottom. Just centering. I know that's kind of a pain if you are untying. If you don't want that to untie, you definitely don't have to. Okay. If you don't want it to untie, you'll just leave the ribbon off the back side. You can just put a ribbon on this side. And actually, I think I'm going to do that this time. Or you can do it like I did, and you'll put it on the back of this page to match that, and you can have it tied closed if you like. But you know, I don't think I'm going to this time. Oops. See, this will fit right inside of there. And it does stick off of the page. And it's the same 2.5 by 3.5. Oh, yeah, 2.5 by 3.5 that we made last night. And because we don't have the green, I'm going to use the white one. You can make this tag wider if you want it wider than 2.5 also. Oops, let's put that away. let me get that white gingham that you have in your kit. It's actually called pearl gingham. And we'll also use it for the inside of this page. Okay, 2 3/8. By 3 3/8. And we need 2 of these. One for the front and one for the back. And let's go ahead and we'll cut the matting for the inside of our page. So let me show you again. So I used, which was the green, and I couldn't believe it. I'm talking within hours. They told me it was in stock. I went on, I ordered it, and I got the phone call. Simple Story says, we just ran out. I said, what do you mean you just ran out? I just ordered it. It's probably for their kids, but that's okay. This is going to look nice too. So I'm going to turn it this way. And I'm going to cut it at 7 3/8. That way I have a nice big chunk here. And we'll cut 2 pieces, 3 3/8. Now you have plenty of pattern paper. If you want, you definitely can use the pattern paper. Hello, Janice. I am so glad to see you. And while you were at your little concert, we were at one too, and I was thinking, I wonder if no, that was your granddaughter. Of course, you were so happy to see her. We went to support a friend, and her daughter is just darling too. This is going to be our front and back, but I'm glad to see you back. Oh, the Christmas shopping day. That's always a fun one in the school when they get to go shopping for their parents. Fun, fun, fun. The reason I'm using the plaid is I wanted to just give, a little different look here, kind of break things up. Okay, let's round the corner of our tag. And for those of you who have been to the retreats or coming to the retreats, you'll get to meet Janice. And you'll understand why we get so excited when we see her. She's the life of the party. Well, all of you are. She's just a little extra special. You have to meet her to know what I mean. Okay, you will want your hole punch again. And with the little ones at Christmas, that is, yes. That was the thing last night at the Santa's Village. There's kids everywhere. And it's dark, it's cold, but the lights just are amazing. Go to Ogden City Park, Utah, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Every tree in that park, ever since before I was born, has been decorated. It's amazing. But the parents were like, oh, I'm so sorry he got in your way. I'm like, no, he's not in my way. I am in his way. He's the child here. I mean, parents, don't tell your kids and don't apologize, especially when they're so excited they run into us. Because they can't help it. At Christmas, being a teacher at school is hard. Oh no. Do we have another saga of the Christmas tree this year? Wait a minute, Janice, I thought you were going to get a new tree. If you guys were in videos last year, you'll understand. Janice, once in a while, has lights on her trees. But I thought you were getting a new tree. You have to have a new tree. I'm about ready to send you a tree. My husband would like to get rid of some. Oh my gosh, we should have sent one back to you when you were here in September. Okay, I'm going to do just like last night. We're going to punch our hole at 1 1/4 and 1/2 inch. I just want to do the lives now that you're home with your tree so that I can hear the story each time. Oh, no wonder I can't see through. Okay, 1/2 inch down and 1 1/4 was the center. So once again, it's up to you. If you want to do a tie, you're still okay. So if you want to tie, whoops, you're going to make this a little bit longer than what I'm going to do. So at least 7 inches, 7, 8 inches. And then you're going to have another 6.5 inches for the tie in the back. Okay. So if you want to have this tie like I did, this time I'm not going to. I'm just going to put a nice big tie in here. And then just make sure that you tape it here before you put down your matting. And well, you want to tape it to where it's going to match your tag. So this time I am just going to cut me a 5 inch length. We'll do it. No, let's go 6. We have enough. Let's make it cute. Janice, go buy a new tree that's pre-lit, or I'll send you one. Now, if you make a knot, it does give it a little more bulk. Let me show you, which I think looks really cute. Bring it down to the front. And you can either make it a real big knot or just leave it like so. Okay, I don't think I'll do a twine. And you didn't video this. Okay, I'm going to make a knot. So I'm turning my tag upside down so I can get it to go the right way. The tag just adds some bulk there and it just looks chunky. I like it. So you decide. Janice, you're supposed to film these things for our entertainment. And that will just sit in our pocket. And we've already cut our pieces. So it's up to you if you want to ink these where they're so white. I'm just going to do a gentle inking on the side. You do need to write a book. So we want to, I don't want to get a ton of ink on my white gingham. That's just my preference. You can go wild if you like and really add some texturing to this. You know, another fun thing to do is grab your coffee cup, especially Catherine Pooler ink, go around the rim of it and set it down on top. If I had a coffee cup down here, I would do that. And you can make yourself some coffee rings. This side, I'm going to leave the white side. So when I do my white photo mat, I will use some of the brown cardstock. Or if you have green in your stash you'd like to use, in your little scrap bucket, I'll bet you have. Because if you have anything left over, if you use Simple Stories, you know, their Autumn Breeze, you might have some of the green. But it's not quite, but it still would go enough. Okay, let's put these in our book. These are a great place for photos. Janice, I'm just glad Kate doesn't have cows that come running up to you and you have to go chase. I could just see you chasing cows. Yeah, because you know what? You'd probably get the bowl. Well, and I know Jim's probably glad you're home. Glue. There we go. No glue oozing. You'd probably talk the bowl out of its senses, so. Okay. So once again, before we start on this page, if you want to add your ribbon to tie, add that, what did I tell you, 7-inch piece? No, it was probably shorter than that, 5.5. You'll have to go back and watch that, sorry. And then you can tie this close together if you like, just for a little variance. I'm not this time. Okay, let's do the back. So you'll just do a little slip knot. Okay, for the back, tea and cookies. And I was just thinking, man, I bought this from, you know, the Twinings or Twinings. What's the tea company called? Their Christmas tea, and it is so good. So we're going to cut this. Now I'm going to show you. I cut it so that I didn't have to put anything together. And then my white comes out to be about 5 3/4, but we're going to wait on that by 3. Okay, I'm going to get my 8x8 that has that pattern on it. I hope I'm going to get my 8x8. It, you know, in some ways it doesn't matter which one you use. Okay, but here it is. It's a 12x12. It has the kitties on the other side. Sorry. So we're going to first cut And patterns are always going to be different. This one does have that teacup. So let me find a piece that has the teacup. Because that's kind of the whole idea here. There we go. So if you don't care about the teacup, because you can fussy cut the teacup out. Let me make sure those okay. You can definitely fussy cut those out. That out. This is going to be the 8x8, not the 12x12. And then you could always go back to this paper and you can cut that out of the 8x8. This one is kind of big. You guys, I don't know how my paper is. I know you do. But I heard that you're not allowed to have any more. Is that true? Yeah, Janice loves teacups. You know, I need one of those crazy crafter television shows, you know, where she just throws the paper, and because I don't know how I get paper so mixed up. Okay, let's take that out so I'm not looking for him. You've got so many. What Jim doesn't know won't hurt him. Well, okay then. You guys, there is no way I've used that. You guys, I really am a neat person most of the time. Just not when I'm crafting. That's going to be a big teacup, but you know what? I don't see that I have an 8x8 left of it, and I don't know why. I should not have used my 8x8. So, it's up to you. We're going to do some fussy cutting, and I think I'll have the house. Then I'll have my cookies this time. But if you have your 8x8, you're going to cut it from the side with the teacup. Nope. I don't know. Caitlin and I used to watch, Eleanor Burns. Yes, that's who I'm thinking of. Not only do I want to throw it over my shoulder, I just want to throw it on the floor and find it. And I just did. Thank you very much for saying that. Look what I found, guys. Because I really do want this teacup. Because we're going to actually cut it out. And I really do want the teacup. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut over here to the teacup, which is going to just basically split this down on your 8x8 by your tree. Set this aside. We still want this to be 7 3/8. So do not cut your teacup. Put your teacup down in your, or however you use your cutter. And what I did is I just eyeballed the bottom of the teacup, but it's 1.5 inches. Okay. So on my cutter, there's 1.5 inches. But, okay, you're going to have to watch because we have 1.5 header, and then I have 1 inch on the sides. So before we get started, I want to just mark. I need a new pencil. I want to mark, I could use my cutter up here, 1 inch. Okay. There's my 1 inch. I do not want to go past that. So just keep an eye on, and my cutter has a 1 inch right there. So let's put this in our cutter. You can even go a little bit more, because I do not want to cut off my cup. So it looks like I'm going to go like 1.5, but I need to keep my eye on the 1 inch. So I'm going to go slow. There's a line here on mine. I'm going to go to 1 inch. Okay. And then we can trim up as needed. Then I'm going to place my left hand side to my 1 inch. I'm going to bring my blade to the bottom here, holding this tight. I'll remove that. Now, I'm going to put it upside down in my cutter at 3 7/8. I'm going to cut it at 4. I don't want to cut my handle. Okay, just take a 1/16 off, and it looks like that's as close as I'm going to get there. So I'll turn this over and go 3 7/8. Oops, we won't do that. Okay. Now, see, you could even use that side. How cute to have the top of the fireplace. Now, I was going to trim something. Oh, this is wider. Go this way. No, what am I doing here? At 7 3/8. Oh, no, we're perfect. Okay. Because I just wanted that pretty little frame, and then I put my white cardstock inside the center. You can cut strips. I just didn't want the line there. I just need to flatten out my seam there. Okay, and I'm going to ink all my edges. If I didn't have dogs, I would. And if I didn't have to clean it up, Janice, I would do just like Eleanor did and throw everything on the floor, but then I'd have to clean it up. And I don't want to clean it up. So I'll just make the mess on my desk. But I keep a shop vacuum here in my craft room, a small one. And then I just suck everything up at the end. All righty, down this is going to go. Okay, let's now measure. I don't want to go by the other one. I want to measure this. So I've got a 3 inch by 5 3/4, but I want a little bit of the brown showing. So I will cut a 2 7/8. So 2 7/8. Like I said, just be sure to measure So mine came out to be 5 3/4. So I'll go 5 5/8. Oh, oops. Don't do your cut aparts. Oh, well. You can use the back of that. I thought I had a piece of my white. Well, I did not. So I want to match that edge. And I want to match the bottom, of course. Well, good thing I have 2 of these. They do make great matting. Because you want it to match the bottom and you want it to match the right. Let me see something here. Nope, that one has a cup. I mean, it doesn't have to be the bowl of cookies, but I killed my bowl of cookies on that one. I'm going to go ahead and get this fussy cutting done. Okay, I want some gingerbread cookies and tea right now. They're not bad at all to cut, I promise. I know I keep telling you that. I'm trying to keep you convinced. Oh, Janice. I would love to be there at your farm for Christmas. Oh. So as you can see, look at how beautiful when you take this ink. That's not the paper. I just did that with the ink. It just matches so perfect. Okay, when I put my cookies down, I'm only going to glue the top so we can slide a photo underneath. Because it was so funny. When I went to Pennsylvania that year, it was just for a short day trip. And it was kind of sad because we met Janice there to go shopping. But on the way there, I don't know. Yeah, I think Janice knew. I got a phone call from my daughter. We lost our dog, Journey. She decided to wait till we left to pass. And she was doing so good when I left. She was a Newfie. And she was 12. Newfies, that's a long time for a Newfie. But I was kind of sad. But I was excited to see Janice. But then I looked up at the sign and I saw the town I was in. I was in Intercourse, PA. Now, can somebody explain that to me? Nobody could. Beautiful little town. If you ever want to go shopping, go to Intercourse, PA, and that is the real name. So it can only happen to me, right? I want to give you some measurements because I am not going to make the mats on camera. I want you to take a ruler and I want you to put it all the way down in your pocket till it stops. And that's how I measure. So mine is 7 inches. So it depends on how tall you want to make your tag. This one I did make 6.5. It was different on the other pockets. And I made mine 2 3/4. So if you want to jot these down, your first one can be 7. Oh yeah, it would need to be. But measure, they're always going to be different. It depends on where your glue is. But every single one of them are 2 3/4. Okay. So then you can put cute little pictures, notes, whatever you like, but do measure. So if you measure yours, mine came out to be 7 by 2 3/4. This one, I would create it at 6 by 2 3/4. Just decide how wide you want them to be. 2 3/4 was just a nice fit. So I've got a 7, a 6, and it looks like probably a 4 3/4 by 2 3/4. And then for my little one, I'd go probably 2.5 to 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Nice square there. So measure your pockets. They're all going to be different. And then what I did is I just cut a 3/4 inch topper, and I left them blank. So I'll use a white pen, or I'll do some printouts, or I'll use them for photos. But they are 2 3/4 wide. That seemed to be just a good fit. And I did that for the back and the front. See, this one got put down kind of wonky. So measure yours just like I did with your ruler. Okay, now let's do this inside. So I did 4 squares. I don't know how I had brown left over from the sample. I don't this time. So you can choose your gray. I'm going to use this one. I really like the pearl with this. It is lighter, but we can definitely ink it. So we are going to cut the gingham at 3 5/8. We're going to cut them all at 3 5/8 by 3 7/8. I'm just measuring 3 5/8. Okay. So I will start at 3 7/8. Now that does make a nice border. 3 7/8 by 3 5/8. And then 2 pattern papers. Again, you can choose. I'm going to go with this. We already cut one side of the wreath. This is the other side of our wreath. I want to keep my little deer. He's so cute. So 3 7/8. Because he's peeking off at the bottom here. I'm going to make sure I leave him in at 3 5/8 and 3 5/8. And let's ink our papers. Actually, instead of cookies, that's what I'm going to make, is a gingerbread loaf. Because I think I have some molasses upstairs. I don't know what I'm going to make it, but I'm going to attempt it. I use the plaid side. This time, you know what? I am going to just kind of go over the edge a little bit to give it more of that shadowy. Tell you, this color is so perfect. We have a potluck every Wednesday at our Bible study. When we meet, we eat. So maybe I'll make it for that, Janice. That will be very good for that. Okay. So you can decide your layout. on how you want yours to look. Of course, our 3 5/8 will go vertical. Horizontal is our 3 7/8. Oh, no. Put that at the top. I'll put that at the bottom. There we go. My little deer looking out there. I know. Well, 'tis the season. We need to be baking, yes. I can't. I'm gonna have to eat lunch and take our beagles to the vet. Whoops, they need their shots. And time for the checkups. Okay, I was a little worried I was too close, but I'm not. My goal is if we finish this, I can start Mrs. Claus tonight. We can start the folio. We'll get our folio wrapped. Oh, and you know what? Also, I did not put snow on my gingerbread house. I think I might do that tonight and show you how I pipe it with the cookie decorating kit. Yeah, now I'm getting hungry too because we're talking about food so much. Okay, when you put this down before we add our glue, let's check. I do have a little space in between, so do make sure it's the right fit that you like. Let me get a hold of this. So close. There we go. Well, there we go. Now, also, again, when we're finished and you're done with your house, keep all your paper together. We have another little folio that we're going to create, the bonus folio, but we're not going to create that till the first week in January with our leftover. I did show the two little folios. There's one for each album, and they're just made out of cardstock that I'll be using these papers with. Okay, there's our center. Super cute. And the back side, we are now going to create those two little pockets for our two little tags. Oops. Okay, our pockets are, we're going to cut 2 pieces of cardstock that are 2 3/4 by 4 5/8. So 4 5/8 by 2 3/4. Is that 4 5/8? Nope. So try and use up all your scraps. I mean, we've done a good job. And we'll just turn the rest of these into tags. Actually, Diane, that's a good sign that you are feeling better. We've got to score these. So in the scoreboard with 4 5/8 at the top, we're going to score at 1/2 inch. Then turn to the 2 3/4 and we'll score at 1/2 inch. And back to 4 5/8, we'll score at 1/2 inch. Now before I continue, I'm just going to fold down my edges here, and I want to double check my sizing. So that's going to go all the way to that edge. Looks good. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to this side. We'll score at 1/2 inch. We're just rescoring our score lines. Okay. Oh, dogs don't start. We're going to score the same thing. 4 5/8 at 1/2 inch. 2 3/4 at 1/2 inch. And 4 5/8 at 1/2 inch. And then I want to go ahead and just go over those score lines because the paper's so heavy. So right now I'm just going to do the sides, both of them. Grab our book real quick and let's check again. One sits at the top, one sits at the bottom. Yep. And then there's a space. You could bring it in. Oh, I did bring them in. Okay, I did bring them in a little bit. So they will sit on top of the cardstock. I mean, the pattern paper. So I do have 1/8 inch showing. So they are great. And I'm going to go ahead and get all my fold lines taken care of, miter them, and then we will grab our pattern paper. Okay, let me just make sure. Because we'll make small little tags to fit in. So we do want to make sure our corners are there, not in the way. Okay, for my 8 by 8, hello, or 12 by 12. Let's see, what did I use? I used the 12 by 12. No, I did not. I used the 8 by 8. Okay, we have 2 cabin pieces. So we're going to cut it so that we have some back here and some over here. Let me show you. I'm on mute for 1 second, guys. Okay, I'm back. Well, hi, Nikki. Okay, let's cut this first. Now, here's the thing. This may not work. Maybe I use both pieces. So hold on. Let's go ahead and turn it this way. And don't cut your length. Cut 3 7/8. Let me look at my book. Oh, no, we did. I did use this. Okay. So I'm going to use this back side. So we're going to cut at 7 3/8 this piece. That's why it went crooked. And then this piece, I'm going to turn upside down because I want the cabin, and it's going to be 3 7/8. So I'll take it off that other side, and then I will cut it at 7 7/8 because our cover is 8. There we go. How long is our cover? I don't know what just happened here. You guys, that's 4.5. Don't listen to those last measurements because you do need, it doesn't matter, we need 2 pieces. Oh, I see what okay. 4 3/8. By 7 7/8. So measure the back cover. Okay, that piece. I'm going to go ahead and put that down first. Then I'll take this piece because we put our pockets on top of it. But no great harm done. The dogs are following her like they're attached to you. Oh, let me see your nails.
Okay, I'm doing them tonight.
Oh. Let's see. Oh, well, don't be anxious about anything. I'm sorry. Oh, no, I'm not exhausted. We love to keep busy. Don't we, Lexi? We actually, let me tell you, when we're not busy, it's like Can you find something for me to do? Okay, I'm going to make sure I cut this correctly. I did. 3 7/8 by 7 3/8. Now I put my pockets out here. If you want them on this side, you certainly can. Just make sure you keep about 1/8 of an inch and keep it away from your hinge, or you won't like the way your book page closes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put these. I'm going to first line it up to the matting at the left side. And I want, well, I'd like my pockets to be the same width, but apparently they're not. I cut something wrong, so 2 1/4, 2 3/8. Let me go ahead and trim this down. Wait, what's the matter, Charlotte? Oh, I can't cut them on there. That's the only thing with the big dolly cutter. It doesn't do little cuts. I don't know what I did there. Oh my gosh, you guys. Are you kidding? I cut the wrong one. Okay, my pockets are going to be 2 1/8. Well, I don't know how that's managed to happen. I don't know what I did. I was going to say, if they're not the same size, they're going to be the same size because I'm not changing them again. So my pockets are going to be smaller probably than your pockets because I cut one either too short or too long. Now I did have them meet in the middle, or you can have the little, I have just a tiny little bit of a space there. We'll decorate in a moment. So I need to remember 2 1/8. Oh, are you looking at the dogs? 2 1/8 by 3 1/2. Okay, before I put these down, I do want to just hold the other one as a placement. So see, I have a little bit of the brown showing, top and bottom. So mine will end up budding together, and that's just fine. So again, I'll cut my matting 2. Just needed it 2 by 3.5. She just fell off her dog bed.
Sorry.
You didn't see. How does a dog fall off their dog bed on the ground?
Can I find it?
Sometimes I think Charlotte's just a little. She must have just been asleep and rolled over or something. She fell off her dog bed. Okay. Getting into the scraps. I'm just going to show you. So see, if you want, I wanted it to continue on, but I'll show you. I'm going to use the little village. So you could use a strip of that. It just depends on what you want your seam to be. And you'll want to take it from, your 8 by 8. And this is what I used before, but I used the house more over on that side. So it would end up more like so. This one is the opposite side. And you have 2 seams in the village like that. I'm just wanting to use it from my scraps that I've already cut from my 8 by 8. And the other seam is the one with the couple. There we go. Okay. And the back is the cookies. So I want to just cut a 2-inch piece. By 3.5. Just move that up and we'll cut another 3.5-inch piece. And I'll glue that down, and then I made little photo mats that are 3 5/8 by 2 3/4 to fit inside. And you'll just cut 2 of them. Again, they are 2 3/4 by 3 5/8. My white matting is 3 3/8 by 2.5. What I'm going to do is I'll get all my papers cleaned up, organized in a zipper bag, and then I'll go through with the leftover brown card stock and I'll make more photo mats or things to go inside the pockets. That though, I don't lose it. Now, you can also just put photos in here. You can put anything that you like in there. Now, in between our pages is that same winter floral that we also used on the center page right here. What I did is I just took strips, and they are 3/8 of an inch by 7 1/4. Because if you remember, our hinge is 7 3/8. So these are 3/8 of an inch by 7 1/4. And I cut one, let's see, 2, 3. You just need to cut 3. So 3/8 by 7 1/4. And then the idea here is that kind of, goes with that. So it looks like the village continues. And that, except for we have a few things to fussy cut. That is our pages in our book. And you know what? I think this time I'm going to use this floral for in between my pages. That's not wide enough. It's 1/2 inch. So let's just go a hair down from 1/2 inch. I want to fill that in. So go a little bit bigger than 3/8 of an inch. And I'm going to cut 3, and then I'll cut these down to 7 1/4. I'm not going to adhere them in because I do want to ink them. But it's really messy. Oh, you just got a delivery? Awesome. That's cool that you're opening your package while we're working on the project. This time I am going to ink these. It just seems like it needs to be inked. And then see, they'll go inside. And just check your measurements. I mean, check your fittings. Cute. It just finishes it. It makes it look just complete. Okay. And you'll need to cut 3 of those. Come on, guys. All right. So I'll get those inked and get those on later. Now for the front, whoops, and the spine, we're going to cut to those. So I'm going to use the trees. And I'm going to use the trees for the front. I have a piece of plaid that we're going to put down through the middle. And it's 4 1/2 by 8. I won't forget this time. Okay, so I want, from my 12 by 12 sheet, you want your water. I can't use that one. Watercolor trees, and it has the couch. Trees and couch. So I'll just cut 2 4 3/8 inch pieces. By 7 7/8. Now we want a plaid. That little guy's going to work, but we need one for this, excuse me, spine. And I just found this piece I was looking for. Okay, so we have this. I'm going to flip it over. I don't really need that one. And we're going to cut a piece that's going to fit our spine, and our spine is 2 1/2. So we want to cut it at 2 1/2 by 7 7/8. Yes, the barn kit is posted. The link to the barn kit is just below the, it's in here in the description. So I want to cut this at 2 1/2. by 7 7/8. And then I need this piece, if it's big enough, because we're going to cut it at, no, it's not. So go ahead and grab another, if you have a scrap piece, we're going to cut a 4. Four and 3/8. Oh, I love it too, Diane. And then 1 inch. So I want more color. So that would be too plain. Yeah, I want some more of the plaid there. It's going to go across the front. What I did here is I put it across the front to break up the trees. Oh, and then we need to cut from our cut aparts. We need the barn, if that's what you want to use. And it'll be from your 8x8 cut aparts. I'll grab some things here so I have them in a moment. And you guys, I thought I just pulled that out a few minutes ago. I did. Okay. You may want something different on the front. I'm going to take this little guy. Or you can put your cookies. So mine, as you can see, is kind of gone to the woodland side. And then at the time I had green. I don't now. So I want to use brown because it does need, it needs some color on the back. You might even have some glitter left over. So I'm going to cut this though at 2 7/8. I'm going to go bigger. 2 7/8 by 4 1/4. Let's see. And 4 1/4 because it's on the cover. It just needs that background. Well, that's not going to work. So it's going to be 4 1/8 by 3. 3 by 4 1/8. You guys, I hate those potential spam phone calls. Perfect. 3 by 4 1/8. You know what? And that's what got me thinking, Diane, I just love. Well, guess what? Let's take it back down to 2 7/8. I love creating with all these Christmas papers. And we just ran out of time. And I don't want to run out of time next year. I want to create all year long. And we're going to get our Christmas projects all done. And we're going to have gifts. We're going to enjoy it because we're not in a hurry to get it done. And that's just the way it's going to be around here. Is we're going to do a Christmas project every month along with our regular projects. Who knows what we'll decide to do? You never know with me, do you guys? Okay, I need to just double check because I did cut this at 2 1/2, and it's the exact same size as the spine, and it looks just great. Oh, well, thank you. You know what? Let me tell you what, guys. This is Land's End. And if you know me, I usually just buy off Amazon. But, you know, I'm tired of it. We can't find clothes that are just, they're just not only are they not attractive, but they're, or what I feel are, but they're just, they don't last. But let me tell you what, Macy's. Now, I never would, you know, Macy's, we think, oh my gosh, expensive. Not right now. Get on Macy's, you guys. Get online. Get on Macy's. I bought this. It's a Land's End for $27. They're having this, just their friends and family. And I'm like, the quality, that's where I got, I just bought a ton of those Christmas sweaters on there, $19. They're still on there. They were on there last night. Not anymore, Janice. But I'm telling you, this is Land's End. $27. Get on the Macy's website. Big Busted Women pages. That we, you know, not all of us are, but I'm telling you, I am so impressed with what I have received, and it ships in 3 to 5 days. And the price, the clothes have been true to size. That's another plus, because that's very unusual anymore. It used to be okay with Amazon, but now I get stuff, I'm like, okay, this is for somebody with no bust. Okay. So I'm going to look at my trees. This will go across the center just to give us a break. But which trees do you want on your cover? Oh, let's go ahead and put him down now, and then we can look better. I've been wanting to go to Macy's. We have it in Salt Lake in the Creek Center or something, City Creek Center. But I've hesitated because I know you're going to pay $50, $60 a top. When I saw this, I'm like, this is great. Okay, that brown really does help. So if you have a brown or a green, see, that's going to go here. Then we'll have the star. We'll have our cute little mittens. Love it. This one, I'm going to go with the bigger trees for the front. So I'm going to start in the back. Okay, we got to get this done because I got to get some puppies to the vet. Okay, the back I just left with the trees. So pretty. Those sides filled up there. Yes, Diane, I want to do the snow. I want to show you how I pipe the snow on the gingerbread house. And we're going to wrap the chipboard for the Mrs. Claus she shed. We'll get the chipboard wrapped. Okay, this is a good test to see if this is going to fit or if I need to trim it. It's good. Now, Mrs. Claus is it's a triple folio, and we will wrap the chipboard tonight, and I won't be able to finish it till Sunday. Then my daughter flies in, and we're getting everything ready for, and we have to do December daily on Wednesday. And then we have a class Wednesday night that we attend. And so I won't be able to be back live till Sunday evening. So you'll have time to work on your projects, and you won't be bothered by me at all. Let's make sure we get all those edges secure. Now this, I'm going to use some foam dots that I have here. So let's put this down first, and then I've checked the width. It matches my cardstock, so I'm okay with putting it down after. Otherwise, you can put it on before you put your matting down and then trim the edges. Oops. Oh, come on. Glue bottle, don't do that. Oh, well, thank you. You have no choice. because I'm here. And as long as I'm here doing projects, I'm going to bother you guys. But you can watch or not. That's the nice thing. I'm just going to eyeball. You can look at yours and decide if you want it to be more in the center. I don't measure much, as you know. I think I get pretty good, like where my centers are and stuff, just from doing it for so long. Okay. I guess I don't have any of my thicker ones. I'm out. All right. Well, we just won't pop it up as high. These are the thinner. And in the center for support. Or you could always double these. Okay, I'm going to do this over the garbage. Down. 12 by 12. Cutouts. Cut apart. Yes. So I want the, are those the 12 by 12s? Yes, I did. I used the 12 by 12 mittens here on the cover. And I'll walk you back through again on the, what I fussy cut on the inside. And then if there's any questions when I'm on live tonight, I need to pipe. I'm going to show you how I'm going to pipe the snow on, because I never put snow on that one yet. Then if you have any questions, I can show you tonight. But this way, this will be our final piece that we're done. And again, you can mat this if you feel you want to make it stronger. And then I'm going to call you a crazy person. No, it really wouldn't be hard. I know I always say that. Oh, Lexi's got her lunch. I can smell it. It's definitely lunchtime. Says the person who has no food in the kitchen area. She's a smart girl. They food prep Sunday evenings for the week. Okay, I'll show you. I'm going to kind of mangle those up, and then we're going to cut our mittens apart. Just go slow and turn. I really should go to the grocery store before my daughter and son-in-law get here and we have no food in the house. Okay, so I crisscross those over, and I'll pop them up again on some foam, and we're going to tie our twine. Just depends on what you want to do here with your star. You can just kind of round the tips of it. You can leave it and just pop it up. You can take your flower tools. This is more foamy. And go over it. You could even put it through an embossing folder, which is something I want to start doing, and see if we put it that way, it gives us more from the back side of a rounded. Then you can put some foam in there and just glue down the little star edges, however you want yours to look. But I will go through and ink the inside of the points. And it also blends in if you've fussy cut and accidentally went off course. I did, because I did pop this up on foam, so I do need to pop this up because it's going to overlap a little bit. And I guess I'm out of my chunkier ones. So I'm going to double these. I want it to be able to rest nicely on top of the graphic. Okay, you little sticky things. Then because it does, I mean, it can hang over the edge. It won't hurt anything. Your house will, there's clearance there. And then inside of my bag, or your bag too, there is a silver ball. Okay, where's my tool? Are you kidding me? I've lost my little tool. I was so excited and showed you in the beginning. Okay, well, there we go. Okay, once again, however you would like your mittens to be. I'm just going to cut a little slit on each side. Whoops, I did not bring over enough. So I doubled my twine. Let's just put it in that little slit there. Little slit right there. Don't pull tight. Let's make sure, there we go, it stays in there. Let's put it down first. So again, you can just kind of bend up your edges so it doesn't look so flat. And then I'm going to put a foam dot right on top of the string. Then one on each mitten. There we go. Then I'll add a little dot of glue underneath the knot. I'll spread those out however you like. And there you go. You've got your cute little winter mittens, the star. And so let's take a quick look inside here where I put here. That was the ornament I fussy cut and put here. And then of course I'll need to mat those, but you could put any one of the, I'd use the 8x8. You can put any one of the elements, except I'll show you here on the back. None there. And then on this one, this is from your 12x12, and this is your bag of toys and your gingerbread guy. And only glue down the top half of him and the bottom half of your bag, okay? That way you will have plenty of room for your photos. We already did our cookies here. And I did not put one in there, and I did not put one in here, but on the back. So on the back, from your 8x8, I did cut out this envelope. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out with you. And then I just went through and cut out this little guy. There's a stocking, which I cut off. And this may have come from, yeah, this one came from the 12x12. I wanted it bigger. And we'll just pop those in our cute little pocket. Just something fun. Boy, now I'm hungry, guys. I smell that food. But look at that. We are basically done. Okay, let's ink up our edges. Now just keep your glue right on the edge because you want room to put in some cute little thingies, whichever ones you choose. Oh, I love this book. I don't know why. And then I just put it here at the bottom. So fun. Now you can go through, you know, you could even cut out the Christmas tree. You could cut out anything that you want. And you're going to pop it down inside there. And then you're going to put it inside of your, let me get my house. That one going in the other house. And we will definitely pipe the oh yeah, this is my tight one. Snow on. And let me tell you, what a fun gift, or just for yourself. So tonight I'm going to show you. I'm just going to pipe, and it's really fun. I love it so much better than smearing the snow on by itself. And I need to get with Sheila because I'm not sure what snow she used. Mine didn't turn yellow. I'm not sure if she used our brand or not. I'm the Aileen brand, but guys, that is complete, except for we'll pipe snow tonight and just play around with it a little bit. And if you have any questions about the book, you can ask tonight. But thank you so much for sticking through this one with me. And we got her done, and we'll start the Mrs. Claus folio. Have a great day. Good night. Or no, it's not night. Bye-bye.